Hi, beloveds. Welcome back to my channel. This is Divine Empress. For today's episode, I wanted to remind us of the importance of knowing and acknowledging our body needs and knowing when to rest, when to pause, and when to keep going. I want to remind us that, sometimes you just need to breathe. I like to take walks, and I've noticed that when I take breaks and go back to my walks, I find it a little harder. The way the way I train myself with my walks is like this. When I first went, I went a certain distance. Like when I go, I usually go without any expectations of anything. I'm just going to try this out and see how far I can go. And then as the days went by, I tried to push myself a little more each time until now I got to a point where I can go for like 2 hours when I go to my beloved jungle. I like to call it my jungle. So because I like being there. Um, but every time I take a break and go back, I have to allow my body to remember what it's capable of. So when I start to walk, to go on my long walks, I get to points where my body starts to get tired. And sometimes during those moments, my strategy is to slow down. I don't allow myself to completely stop because I know my limit. I know that I can do more than that. So I slow down to allow myself to adjust, but I keep going. And there are parts where, like the hillside, sometimes going up and down the hill areas become a little difficult. So, my strategy with those parts is to be a little more playful. I might start jumping and hopping, I might go sideways. Doing that, at least for me, it allows me to be able to keep going without feeling too much of that tiredness. But at the end of the day, whether I slow down or re strategize my routine, I'm still going, I'm still making progress. And as I keep going, because I listen to my body and honor what my body tells me, in those moments where I might have to rest or pause, I'm able to take myself to where I want to be. Because at the end of the day, no matter how I choose to go, I can still get to where I want to go. And when I get there, I feel so proud of myself because I did what I wanted to do. I overcame the tiredness. I overcame whatever it is that I might have experienced on the way and still got to where I wanted to go. And, but there are times that, there are other times that with situations in real life when things get tough, I've had moments where I didn't know how to deal with stress. I didn't know how to deal with stress. That's why didn't want to confront things because I just didn't know how to handle conflict. I didn't know how to handle stress. But now I talk to myself a lot and that helps me. So when something happened, I try to think, is there I take situations in two ways. Is there something I can do about this? Yes or no. This is how I process. So if there's something I can do about it, then I'm going to do what needs to be done. If there's nothing I can do about it, then I will release it. For me, it's like I will just pray. And sometimes, they say there's freedom there's freedom in revelation. The truth shall set you free. And sometimes that truth means that you discussing and talking about things that are uncomfortable, you revealing things or having to listen to things that are uncomfortable. A lot of times when I find myself stressing about situations and things is because of things that have piled up. Maybe I have things that I should have done that I haven't done. And because of that buildup, I'm stressing out. When there's a big situation, like if I'm worrying about finances or worrying about anything, no matter what it is, or a goal that I'm trying to accomplish, and I find myself like in this stuck stage where I'm just worrying and not doing anything, like I try to remind myself that until I take action, those issues or whatever I'm worrying about is not going to get resolved. I have to do something in order to make my situation better. In just being in that headspace of just living mentally and not actually being in this experience of life and taking and actively taking actions that could get me out of that situation. If you're inside a box, first of all, when you're thinking about things, it's like you put yourself in a box. The way you came inside that box yourself is the same way you can get yourself out. Sometimes you're just there thinking and wondering and waiting for things to just happen. But you gotta remember that you literally, all you have to do is just stand up. There are days that maybe you're going through something and somebody might be able to be there and help you up. But there are days that you have to be your own motivator. Like you wake up in the morning, you literally have to talk yourself into getting out of bed and doing the things that you need to do. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I've been there. Even though I've progressed and learned so much, but these moments still come up. It's just I've learned how to deal with them a little better, you know? And going back to what I was saying that, you know, about being stressed out because of things piling up and lack of actions to actually resolve those issues. I would like to say that if you find yourself right now, let's say you're watching this video and you're feeling overwhelmed about whatever area of your life, it doesn't matter what it is, I would like to suggest to you that you write down the things that you want to do. Maybe not even something related to that problem. Something that you actually um can do, like even if it's your daily routine. And as you accomplish these things, check off the list. Because I think what this might help is who's gonna build that momentum and give you that courage to keep going to do these other things that you're supposed to do. Write down whatever problem it is. Put two sides, like the things that are within your control that you can do, and the things that are not in your control. And if you're someone of faith, go in your prayer closet and be honest. And be honest with your creator about how you feel. And be honest with yourself about why are you really in the situation. Are you in the situation um because of something you've done or you haven't done? Why are you really in the situation? And how much are you willing to do to get yourself out? If no one was to come and save you, how would you get out of this? How can you get out of this? And if you have people that you're worrying about, be honest with yourself. What version of you will be more helpful to them? Because if you stress yourself too much, you can push yourself to the point that you shut yourself down or your body will shut you down. Your body is created to help you. And sometimes if it has to defend you from you, it will. If you're pushing too much and you need to rest, it might shut you down in a way that you will find it difficult to be able to do the things that you used to do because your body will have enough. It needs you to recharge. Taking care of you it will allow you to be the person you need to be for yourself and for anybody else whom you might want to be there for. You can't run empty. When you're running empty, you have nothing to give. You matter being whole. I want to encourage you to not play savior in other people's lives. Everyone that has come onto this earth has come with a purpose, and if the divine allowed them to be here, then there's a plan for them and there's ways for them in this life. This includes your family members. Even your children, they might have came through you, but they are individual souls having their own experiences. And everybody that you care about would benefit more from you showing up at your best and authentically than you pushing yourself too hard to the point that you're running empty. When you empty, what can you give? You can't give to yourself or give to nobody else. Allowing yourself to recharge or knowing when to slow down or knowing when to change things around so that you can perform your best is okay. Don't feel bad for moments when you need to rest because those moments will allow you to recharge and come back even better than before. And if you have people you're worrying about, the best thing you can do for them is be your true self, meaning that allow yourself to be human. Because if you allow yourself to be human, you're also showing them that it's okay. That life is not perfect and people are not perfect. And there are moments, where things go like this. Emotions, you have different emotions. So you experience all of that. Be yourself so you can experience life truthfully, authentically, and you can allow people to get to know you for who you are. You can impact people better sometimes by just being yourself. Trying to give this idea that you're somebody that can do it all the time. It's not healthy for you, it's not healthy for them. And you best believe some people, they can see through that even when they don't tell you. They can see when you show up and you're tired. They can see you trying to do things and they can see your energy. They can see it all. It's okay to ask for help sometimes. It's okay to be vulnerable. Of course, you use your discernment and know when, where, and how, and with who to deal with certain things. If you have people that you can rely on, then use your discernment and act accordingly. If you don't and you find yourself alone, you always have a spiritual team. You always have the divine creator if you're someone of faith, and know that you can do it. You will never be given more than you can handle. You might be going through a situation or a phase where things are so tough that hearing something like, oh, it will get better, this is temporary, or you can handle this, it doesn't feel good, is not what you want to hear. It's like you just want to roll your eyes. It'd be like, oh my God, just another person telling me this again. But sometimes you have to go through the storm to get to the other side. And storms are not always a bad thing. Rain and sunshine create the rainbow. Rain makes the soil fertile. It might be raining and thunder and storm, and you'll be like, oh my God, look what's happening. But that water is mixing with something else to create life. And when you pass through a storm, the resilience that builds up in you is amazing. The storms make you stronger. and they produce something in you that you can use going forward in your life. There's a purpose and a reason for everything that happens, even the moments and the things that are uncomfortable. This is not a video trying to blame anybody for anything that's going on. I just wanted to say it's okay and it's going to be okay, no matter what it looks like right now. And remember to step back. Whatever's happening in your life right now, just pause and step back and try to think of ways that you can take care of yourself better. Because when you focus on taking care of yourself and take care of you first, you start to get more clarity on what you can do next. And sometimes ask yourself, if you're hesitating and you're feeling guilty about taking care of yourself or doing anything, sometimes just ask yourself why. I just wanted to say sometimes you have to remind yourself to breathe. Sometimes you have to remind yourself to breathe. If you've been in a race, you've been in a race and you've been walking and you're getting tired. Sometimes you gotta remind yourself to breathe. Life has been tough and things been happening. You don't even realize you've been holding your breath. Sometimes just breathe and release. Breathe and release, allow your body to relax and regain itself again. And then keep moving. Keep moving forward. If you think back your life and all the things that you overcame in the past and you're still here, sometimes you have gone through worse situations than what you're going through now. Remember the lessons that those other previous things have taught you about yourself and about life. And try to think about what this situation right now might be teaching you. When you can be present with your situation, it's better for you. Rather than thinking about where you would rather be or what you would rather your situation be than what it is. Be realistic with yourself about your current reality so that you can realistically plan for ways to improve your situation and yourself. Because if you can acknowledge where you are, embrace where you are, then how will you know what to fix? Can you see a problem that you don't want to see? If you're living in denial about your reality, how are you going to resolve the issues that you have? If you're acting like, oh, you don't have issues, that's a problem. If you do, well, at least it won't be helpful. Because once you acknowledge the issues, then you can think about how to resolve it. And if you need help, get help. On the other side, too, if you notice your problems, but you focus too much on them, you focus too much on your problems that now it like numb you down and put you in this depressive state that you're not moving. That's also a problem. Let's say have a balance. Know where you are. Allow yourself to feel the emotions that you need to feel for that moment. But remember to not stay in those feelings. Like the emotions are there. It's part of the human experience. But don't let any emotion overtake you. Don't let any emotion overpower you. If you watch the movie Inside Out, I mean, there's a good example there of how when an emotion takes over, it can be bad. There's a particular scene on Inside Out 2 that I like when anxiety took over the emotional board or whatever it's called, and anxiety was just there, like it took over so badly, and then joy had to come in. The emotion joy came in and told anxiety that anxiety had to let, I think her name was Riley, the main character. Anxiety was like had taken over so much that Riley was having a panic attack, like an anxiety attack. Joy came and Joy had to tell anxiety, you have to let her go. And I thought that scene was so beautiful. I see it as if like spiritually, like the divine creator coming and being like showing that, you have spiritual backing for whatever's going on, that things will be okay. Things will be okay. Something is fighting for you, for whatever's holding you to release you. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of yourself. It's okay to be, it's okay to embrace your humanity. I'm rooting for you from the bottom of my heart. I want the best for you. Keep going, beloved. Peace, love, joy, and grace. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Take it one step at a time. And remember to breathe. When you find yourself where it starts to become overwhelming, remember what I said. Remember to breathe. The Divine Empress said to breathe. Just take a moment and breathe. Do this exercise. Breathe in for 8, hold for 4, and breathe out for 8. Do this as many times as necessary until you feel yourself calm down before you move forward to do anything. So when you get to that point where you find yourself being anxious or extremely sad or whatever it is, you know, just try to do this exercise of breathing in, breathing out, 8 for 8, and just do it until you feel relaxed, and then make your decisions or move forward with your day. Sometimes when you're too emotional, avoid making decisions, certain decisions at least. Because once that feeling wears off, you might not agree with the decision you've made. Allow yourself to be in a space of clarity before you move on to do anything. I love you. You are divinely guided, divinely protected, divinely provided for. You are capable of doing everything you set your mind to. You are here for a reason. Thank you for being here. Thank you for not giving up on yourself. Just for the fact that you're still here, for the fact that you clicked on this video, for the fact that you're still watching, you're still here, I thank you for that. Just for existing is you already not giving up, and I thank you for being here. Lots of love from your Fulani sister. Until the next video.